Everything in a trademark application becomes public record that anyone with an internet connection can access. And hundreds, if not thousands, of trademark applications are filed every single day. That provides a wealth of information for scammers to sort through so that they can prey on trademark applicants they believe will be easy to manipulate. So, how can you avoid scammers and keep your peace of mind and your pockets intact in the trademark application process? Here's what you should know. Hey friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Faith Mitton, an attorney on a mission to simplify trademark law for entrepreneurs and business owners so that they can learn how to protect themselves legally. Here you will find a ton of content to help you understand how to navigate the crazy world of trademarks and stay on the right side of the law. If you decided to apply for a trademark, chances are you've done so because you don't want to lose clients or customers because they are confused by a competitor that's using a name, tagline, or logo that's similar to yours. And the reason to apply for a trademark is because trademarks provide legal protection for a business's brand identity, and federal trademarks provide that kind of protection throughout the entire country. So if your federal trademark application is approved by the United States Patent and Trademark Office or USPTO, it doesn't matter where in the country your competitors are located. Your federal trademark registration may give you the legal basis to shut down any use of a similar trademark for similar products and services and force your competitors to change their branding. And in other videos, I've gone into a lot of detail about what the federal trademark application process looks like, so I'm not going to talk about that here. What I want to talk about today is keeping yourself safe as a trademark applicant and avoiding the scammers that are an inevitable part of the trademark application process. And to understand why scams are inevitable when it comes to trademark applications, you've got to understand the mindset of a scammer. These people, and sometimes the organized crime syndicates that force people into a scamming lifestyle, are looking for low risk, high reward scenarios. The trademark application process is one of those scenarios because the people who file trademark applications are usually very motivated to protect their brands and they are willing to pay good money to do so. So scammers can take advantage of that by pretending to be someone that they're not and inserting themselves into the application process to dupe people into making frivolous payments. So here are some things you have to be on the lookout for in order to avoid being scammed as a trademark applicant. Number one, the USPTO generally will not contact you until an examiner is assigned to your application. It is currently taking the USPTO somewhere between 6 to 9 months to assign an examining attorney to new trademark applications. The examining attorney's job or the examiner's job is to review your application to see whether it qualifies for approval. And until that examiner has been assigned to your application, there's not much for the USPTO to tell you because no one really has looked at the application yet. So if someone reaches out to you days or maybe even a couple of weeks after you filed your trademark application to tell you there's some sort of problem with it, that's probably a scammer because in all likelihood, your application hasn't even been assigned to an examining attorney yet, let alone reviewed. One of the few exceptions to the USPTO not contacting you until an examiner has been assigned to your application has to do with if you apply to register a design rather than just words. And that's because the USPTO has to assign certain codes to every design trademark application because these codes are what they use to search and group similar types of designs as part of the application review process. The department that assigns design codes to an application is different from the department that the examining attorneys work for. So the design code department might email you before the examining attorney does, just to let you know that they've looked at the application and they've assigned certain design codes to your trademark. Speaking of which, number two, any official communication about your trademark will come from a USPTO.gov email address. The USPTO will only email you because they primarily communicate in writing and they absolutely hate paper. I mean, if you were getting thousands of applications a day, would you want to see all that in paper? No. Also, the USPTO will never send you a text message. There have been some scams regarding texts. They will not text you. They are very unlikely to call you as well. If you receive an unsolicited call from someone claiming to be from the USPTO, that person is probably a scammer. But one exception to this is that the examining attorney assigned to your application may call you if there's some sort of minor technical issue with your application that they can quickly fix via something known as an examiner's amendment. The purpose of the call will be to get that approval from you verbally, and then they will post the examiner's amendment to the public record of your trademark application after they handle that filing. But the examining attorney will never ask you for payment over the phone. So someone calls you and asks you to make payment regarding your trademark application, that person is probably a scammer. Number 3, you will get invoices in the mail or via email from various organizations claiming that you owe additional fees in connection with your trademark application. These invoices look really official and super convincing, but they are fraudulent. The USPTO will never send you an invoice, and the USPTO is the only government agency, the only organization for the government that can tell you what fees you have to pay in connection with your trademark application. But let's add some context to this. The USPTO may send you an office action, which is a temporary rejection of your application. These rejections can be reversed in some cases, and I have other videos where I've discussed office actions if you want to learn more. But certain office actions can require you to make an additional payment to the USPTO. For example, if you need to add additional classes to your application. You may also be informed of additional costs for your trademark application from the USPTO via a document known as a Notice of Allowance. This notice applies to applications that were filed on an intent to use basis where the applicant did not submit a specimen or proof of use for their trademark with their initial application filing. So the Notice of Allowance is a document through which the USPTO requests the submission of that specimen, and there is a fee to respond to the Notice of Allowance. You can learn more about the intent to use filing basis in my videos about the trademark application process. But the main takeaway here is that when the USPTO does require you to pay additional fees, they will communicate that requirement in writing. Number 4, verify every written notice or communication from the USPTO in the Trademark Status and Document Retrieval System, or TSDR. TSDR is an online system that provides the public records for every trademark application. When you apply for a trademark, your application will be assigned a serial number that you can use to pull up its records in TSDR. Every written communication the USPTO sends to you and that you send to the USPTO will be in the Documents tab of your serial number in TSDR. So if you get an email about an office action, especially one requiring payment, you can just head over to TSDR to check whether that email actually came from the USPTO. Because if it did come from the USPTO, it will be in TSDR. It's still important to verify USPTO communication, even if the email came from a USPTO.gov email address. There have been cases, unfortunately, where scammers have been able to spoof the USPTO.gov domain and send fraudulent emails from that domain. But scammers cannot and do not have access to TSDR, so they can't upload any fake documents or data there. Ultimately, though, the best way to avoid scammers in the trademark application process is to hire a licensed attorney to handle the trademark application for you. Scammers change their tactics and strategies all the time, but most of them are not stupid enough to contact an attorney with a scam. They know that knowledgeable attorneys will be able to see right through whatever scheme they've come up with. And remember that scammers want low risk, high reward scenarios. Contacting an attorney directly to try to pull a scam immediately transforms the situation into a high risk scenario. because the attorney may be able to identify who the scammer is and take some sort of legal action against them. They don't want that kind of heat. This is one of the many reasons that delegating your trademark application to an attorney can just make life simpler and easier for you. And there you have it. Now you know what to be on the lookout for to avoid scams as a trademark applicant. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe for more trademark content and to turn on notifications so you never miss when I drop a new video. If you have questions or thoughts to share, please drop them in the comments. I read and respond to each one personally, and I would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next video.